Alright, let's go with Havencraft. 4 Playpoint 4-3, Daffodil, Moose Princess, Fanfare, put a tree in your hand. In hand 7, put 3 trees in your hand instead, and recover 3 play points. So it's a turn 7 4 drop with 3 trees. Whenever an allied tree comes into play, if there isn't a Moose Knight in play, summon a Moose Knight. And on evolve, it gains strike, recover 1 play point, which can be useful on turn 4. You get the tree, you can recover a play point, and then play the tree for tempo. And then Moose Knight is a 1 play point, 1/1 storm ward. Whenever a tree comes into play, gain +1. +1. This card is really good. It's cute. I like the mice. And I mean, I would use her as just like a monkey girl. I'd use her as a leader. But okay, enough about that. So the card's actually pretty good. So you can get a 1/1 storm and ward with 6/5. So you get to trade with something, and it's a summon too, so you can draw a card if you already had a tree. And yeah, it's just pretty good, I think. Draw a card, get a 1/1 storm. Turn 7, you can get a 3/3 storm. And as we'll see with one of the neutral cards, there's some free trees we can get. So if we saved up a few free trees, let's just say 2, even on turn 4, you could get a 3/3 with storm. So I think this card will definitely see play. This card is really good. I think this card will make tree decks. And I have seen some other Haven cards, and it looks like Haven's going to be Stormhaven again, which is my favorite Haven Storm archetype. So we'll see some of the other cards I haven't seen. This is one of them I didn't see. But I think this card is good. I will definitely try it out and play it. Iridescent Sphinx, 8 play point 4/6. Crystallize Countdown 2. Last words, summon a Tutunakum. I don't know how to pronounce that. Ward, Fanfare, summon 1, give it Ambush. And then, of course, this thing is whatever. Pronounce this. This is the one with last words. If it has more than 2 defense, summon another one and sets defense to 1. So I think this card's good. Turn 3, you can get 1 on turn 5, essentially. And then you can essentially have a sticky body and do whatever else you want to do. So your opponent has to address the sticky body, and then they also have to get rid of whatever else you play. That's pretty good. And then even on turn 8, you get the ward, and then you can have one with ambush, so they can't deal with it. Now, I don't know if you'd play it in a... I don't think you'd play it in a storm deck, but you might play it in an amulet focused deck if those ever become good. This might be one of the reasons why. Then of course you have other good amulets, but it's a good option. You might play it in a storm deck too, depending on what you want, and it depends on other storm options you have. I like the card. I think it has potential, but I don't know if it'll see play. I like it, but I don't know if it'll see play. Master Educator, 5 play point 5/4. Crystallize 2, countdown 3, summon one of these guys. And then Rush, Strike. If you have Evolve and more evolution points, reduce damage to 0 until the end of the turn. This card is decent. It's definitely more mid-rangey. It's kind of cool that you can play it on turn 2 and get it on turn 5, which you would be getting it on turn 5 anyway. So it gives you a little bit of an option to play it early or not. Even if you play it turn 3, I think it'd still be good. If you're good at preserving your evolves, you can essentially just get free damage reduction. And unlike a lot of other cards that have this, if you have more evolves, usually most of those force you to use an evolve. This one doesn't. So you can get the really good effect along with it. This card would definitely see play in amulet decks, maybe. Again, if you're playing a Stormhaven deck, I don't know if you play this, but it definitely has the value with it. And might be a good take 2 card, probably. I like the card. I think it has a lot of potential. Agnes Hollow Feather, 8 play point 4/5. Storm. Whenever an amulet is destroyed, subtract 1 from the cost of this card. If a tree is destroyed, subtract 1 more. Definitely see play. Mostly with Daffodil, also doing storm damage, and her potentially giving you 3 trees. Really, if you think about it, you just have to play 4 or 5 trees, and this will be free. It's pretty good. And 5 trees, most if you're playing a pure tree deck, it may not be hard to get. And it's just a matter of, do you have this card in your hand at that point? And even if you just reduce its cost by 4, you can still get a 4 play point 4/5 with Storm, which is good. And it's not limited to trees. You can play other amulets. So you could really just run this in an amulet deck and still get the Storm damage. So I think this card has potential, and I think it'll probably see play. If the Storm archetype is good, it'll definitely see play. But it definitely has a lot of potential, and it might be... It's just cool. I think it's cool to see Stormhaven kind of making a comeback. Pine Holy Prince. 1 play point 1/2. Fanfare. Give an allied follower a rush and deal 1 damage to that follower. I like this card. It's good that Ruin gets a 1 play point of Ruin. Did I say Ruin? Havencraft. It's a 1 play point 1/2. They already have a lot of those though. They used to not have any. I do want to talk about this card later, but we'll get to that. Otherwise, though, it just seems good. I mean, you can give rush to anything. They might take a little bit of a penalty, but honestly, this card is just good. I don't know if it'll see play, though. I don't know if it fits in any archetype. Feather Folk Punisher, 2 play point 2/2. Whenever an allied amulet comes into play, deal 1 damage to the enemy leader. If it's a tree, deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower. Again, it's more damage for Stormhaven. You can get even 5 trees. You can play this, play all 5 trees, deal 5 damage, do 5 damage pain, 5 damage to the enemy leader. Then you get your free storm damage. You do Storm Face. Honestly, though, that's a really high roll, but this card, I think, will be another enabler for this new Stormhaven Natra deck. It's a good card. I like it. I think this will see play. Virtuous Aether, gain a tree, recover 1 play point, restore 5 defense to all allies, which is a good effect. But I don't think you'd be using this card in Heal Haven, because that's way too late, and they'll probably be killing you before that anyway. And really, do Storm really need to be healing? I guess it can give you that extra tree, and then give you 5 health to keep you alive a little later, if you need it. It's a decent card. I mean, really, though, like all the other Aethers, you're playing it to gain the tree, and then, of course, get the middle game free tree. So... yeah, it's just it's a good Aether card. Greatsword Sister, 5 play point 3/5. Fanfare, put a random amulet from your deck in your hand, and then on evolve it gains Bane. Yeah, it's kind of hefty. 5 play points, draw an amulet. I guess if you don't have many amulets, it can be good. And the Bane is a little extra spice. So you could get that removal. It's decent. I don't know if you'd play it. You can never have a tree in your deck, I don't think, with Haven. Even if you tried. You could with Ruin, with their new Mysteria card, but you'll not get a tree in your deck with Haven. So I don't know if this card will see play. It's kind of... I guess if you ran only Golden Bell, you could maybe make use of Golden Bell. But even then, it's 5 Turn 5, you're gaining it, and then turn 6, you play Golden Bell, and yeah. I don't know if this card will see play. I don't think it. I think it's a little too slow for what it does. Priest of Excess. 6 play point 5/5, crystallize 2, countdown 1, last words, banish a random enemy follower. Last words, banish a random enemy follower. As its stat. I think this card is good. I forget what craft I made a joke with saying unless they have random banish, you're probably not going to stop it. I forget which card I said about that. But this would be your random banish. So, this card is good. It's going to be good in Unlimited with the City of Gold. It'll be good in non-Unlimited. You can't really pick what you want to get rid of, but you get to banish something. That's really good. It'll be good against Shadow, just everything that Shadow is going to be doing next expansion. So yeah, I think this card will see play. And then you can use it for a body late game, but I think you'd use it for the 2 cost. Because you're not going to really be able to kill it turn 6, and it's kind of a hefty cost, so I think you'll always use it for the Crystallize. If you do run an Amulet City of Gold deck, though, this will be a guarantee random banish, which is extremely powerful. So I think this card will see play, for sure. Saintly Squeaks. 2 play point 2/2. Put a tree in your hand. If at least 2 allied amulets are in play, gain Storm. So, this kind of might signify that you'll be running a Natra amulet deck. Because you get the 2 play point 2/2 Storm. You'll never have two trees out because one will always replace the other. Unless I'm missing something and there is a possibility to get 2 trees, but you probably won't. So, it's a good card, but I think you need to run a Natra. If you really want to make this card effective, you need to run a Natra Amulet mix deck in some form or fashion. In that case, you might run City of Gold, which will be guaranteed to be out. I actually don't know if that rotated yet. It has not. When does this rotate? Omen of 10, so you really only be able to do it this expansion, but it's at least a potential combo. So yeah, this card will probably see play. We'll see. Sneak Attack. 1 play point amulet, countdown 2. If a tree is in play, subtract 1 from this amulet's countdown. Last word, summon a Meowsker's Huff Tough Major. And Meowsker's Huff Tough Major is a 3 play point 1/3 Storm. Deal 1 damage to the enemy leader as its strike. So it's essentially a 2 damage Storm, but a little bit weaker in removal. Okay, this card's good. I got another card that will be run in Storm, Natra. I think this card's actually really good because you get the essentially just next turn. If you have a tree in play, which you probably will when running this deck, you can just think of it as next turn. You get a nice little Meowskers out. And actually, if you play the City of Gold Natra mix, this just comes out the turn you play it. That's actually a little scary, right? Because we'll know with the neutral card, but one of the neutral cards is a 2 play point that gives you a free tree. Actually, there's a few of those. So turn 2, you do nothing. You get City of Gold out. Maybe you played Rabbit Hare turn 1 or something else. Who knows? Then turn 3, you play this. Or you can even play this turn 1. Turn 2, City of Gold. Turn 3, 2 play point. Get a tree out. And then you just get another one out. And so you're doing 4 damage Storm on turn 3. Yeah, this card's good. I like this card. I'm glad that a artistic card, because I think this card is kind of fun and artistic. And it's definitely different than the usual Haven cards. Have been, at least, except for the hares. It's a cool card. I definitely hope to see this play. So, what do I think about the Stormhaven archetype? It feels kind of incomplete. A lot of the non-Natura cards don't really feel like they fit with it, which is a lot different than the other cards, right? Like Bloodcraft, Shadowcraft, Dragoncraft, Runecraft, Swordcraft, and Forestcraft. All of them had non-Natura cards that still felt like they could fit the Natura archetype. Havencraft doesn't really have that. Even Blood doesn't really have that, but it kind of does. But really, Havencraft feels like half the cards are devoted to the new Natura archetype. So I'm skeptical if it's going to be good. It's something that might need more support, I feel. But it might be good. It'll be, again, something we have to see. Maybe I'm underjudging it. Maybe it's going to be complete bonkers. Maybe there's other stuff you're going to be doing. Since you are maybe going to be running an amulet Natura mix, you'll have a bit of that storm with mid-range mixed in. It might be an interesting mix archetype. We'll have to see. But I think this, I definitely can't wait to see what if Haven can do something other than Elena, because like Elena's a cool card and all, but it's been too much. It needs a little bit of change. So I hope this deck is somewhat good, or at least competitive enough to keep up with Elena.